Well, if you're in Cape Town, you may have felt some tremors last night. According to the Council for Geoscience, a preliminary report shows that a 2.5 magnitude quake was recorded by the South African Seismograph Network at around 8 p.m. This after the U.S. Geology Survey recorded it as a 6.2 magnitude earthquake. The offshore tremor originated 1,600 kilometers southeast of the country. Now, some residents posted on Twitter that they felt the faint rumbling, which lasted about 5 seconds. The council says no tsunami warning has been issued and there's no need for panic. No casualties or damages have been reported. We'll bring you more details on this. And to do just that is Aisha Ismail, our reporter. She's in Cape Town right now with more on this particular story. Aisha, did you, first of all, good morning, good to see you. Did you feel anything at all last night?
Good morning to you, Tony. Yes, I think that I'm still in shock following the earthquake that we experienced in Cape Town last night. Now, I live in an area here in Cape Town in Observatory, and I felt, what I thought was a tremor and a rumbling and a strange noise, a noise that I was really not familiar with. And soon after that, some of my neighbors in the area started posting on our neighborhood WhatsApp group asking whether others had heard the sound and felt this tremor. But also, very soon after that, people in Cape Town took to social media also to talk about their experiences. But what's interesting also is that a lot of this and a lot of people from the northern suburbs in Cape Town experienced the tremor and well, an earthquake. I was talking to Joel Guy, our weatherman, and Joel was saying to me that there is actually no difference between a tremor and an earthquake, but I can only talk to you about my experiences and the experience of other people in Cape Town, and Joel's going to talk to us exactly about what happened last night.
Oh, well, what we got was actually an earthquake. A lot of people now have quite a bit of information on what happened. The earthquake occurred around 1,900 kilometers from Cape Town out in the Indian Ocean, and it was 10 kilometers below the ocean floor.
So it appears to have happened quite far from where we are.
It was quite far, but that also goes to show you that it was really a strong one. It was measured at around 6.1 on the Richter scale, which is quite a strong earthquake. So if it had happened closer to us, maybe it could have caused some structural damage in some areas.
Now, some people reported that they felt it, around 7 or just after 7. And then, of course, as I said, I felt it about 8:45 last night. What could have happened is that the people that felt it earlier, which is the time that it really occurred, the wave travels quite fast. So it happened at around 7. So a few minutes after that, people in Cape Town could have felt it. And then there's usually what happens when an earthquake occurs, it's like you drop a stone in water. You see those ripples going out. So there is a wave that also travels in the mantle of the earth, which is solid rock, and it travels right around the world. And then it can come back again as what is called an aftershock. So other people could have felt the aftershock much later than when the actual earthquake occurred. Now, we're not used to earthquakes here in South Africa, and I remember the last time we had an earthquake in Cape Town, of this magnitude, was in 1969. How often do earthquakes happen?
Well, if you look on a global scale, earthquakes happen all the time. I would even say every minute. Places like Japan, the Philippines, they are on what we call the ring of fire. So I'll give you a bit of geography lesson here. So the Earth is not just one solid mass, but we have what are called plates. So continents, various continents sit on what are called plates, and we also have oceanic plates. And these are always in constant motion. And in the case of Japan and surrounding islands, the plates there, one is going under the other one. So the earthquakes are always happening almost on a minute-by-minute basis. So here for us, we are on a stable plate, which is the African plate. It doesn't move that much. But once in a while, we would really get one big one.
The City of Cape Town's Disaster Risk Management Centre reported no structural damage and no injuries. But this was quite a significant shake.
Oh, yes, it was. On the Richter scale, the moment we get to 6 and above, that's a strong one. And a major earthquake would be from 7 on the Richter scale up to, I've heard of around 12, 13. That happens as well.
Are we out of danger now?
It's not easy to say because unlike weather, where you can predict for the next couple of hours, days, weeks, you can't do that with earthquakes. You can only know that an earthquake is imminent if you're close to any plate boundaries.
Joel, thank you so much for your time. And that was our weatherman, Joel Guy, explaining to us very articulately what exactly happened in Cape Town last night. And I should have listened to my mother. I should have studied geography at school.
You're right, Aisha. I felt like I was back in school right there when Joel Guy was talking. But thanks a lot, guys, and good to see that you're safe and not much damage was caused by this minor quake. Thank you so much, Aisha Ismail, reporting for us there in Cape Town.